This podcast is brought to you by Green Man Gaming, the only online gaming retailer that pays out royalties for studios whose used games get sold. Check the description of this episode for a code to get yourself a great deal. On with the show.
Greetings, Death Knight.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the ManaFrost podcast, the official Blizzard Entertainment podcast of VGU.TV, and I'm your host Joshua Mobley, and to be honest, this episode is just going to be me, because this is a pilot episode. I do have some co-hosts that will be joining me in future episodes, but like I said, this is kind of a pilot episode. We're going to test the waters a little bit. Of course, I am also looking for people's feedback, so I would love it if you guys could comment if you're on VGU.TV and you're listening to this, or you download it from there, leave a comment at the bottom of the post, or you can always email us at ManaFrost, all one word, at VGU.TV. That's the show's official email address. I'll be checking that for people's questions, comments, criticisms, anything like that. And if you guys have any ideas for segments on the show you'd like to see, I am all game, because right now I literally only have sort of a news segment and a mailbag, and since this is a pilot episode, there's obviously no mail because nobody's listened to the show before. But I do want to get started really quick. I just want to say before we get the show going, I'm a huge fan of Blizzard Entertainment's games. I have been for a very long time. One of the first games of theirs I ever played, I was like 5 years old. Warcraft 2, Tides of Darkness. Ever since then, I've been completely hooked. I've played basically everything since, and I've always wanted to do this show. The problem is most of the people on VGU.TV are not really big Blizzard fans, and most of them haven't even played Hearthstone. I know, it's blasphemy. But I'm slowly getting them to turn around on Hearthstone at least. But I do have some co-hosts that will be joining me most likely in the next episode. I plan to keep this weekly. It's going to be a weekly show. And if I can't get people on, I will, I guess, just do them solo. But you'll know. You can hear about it from me. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at PacPunk. That's at PACPUNK. And you'll hear about, well, obviously, you'll read about me and this show and the other shows I do. I also host the Pixel Power podcast, which is like basically an all-gaming podcast, the official gaming podcast of VGU.TV. And that's also another weekly podcast that I do with my good buddy Adnan Riaz, who's also over at VGU.TV. We have a lot of good podcasts. We got a lot of video content coming up, awesome articles, reviews. You should check it out. But enough talking, enough banter. Let's get right into the news. Okay, so actually, surprisingly, pretty good amount of news this week across all of Blizzard's titles other than StarCraft, because let's face it, StarCraft 2 has been a just barren wasteland of news and information, and I really think it's going to be years before we even get Legacy of the Void, which depresses me greatly because Heart of the Swarm was so good. It was so good. I beat it in one day. I've never done that with a Blizzard game before. I usually try to pace myself, but I couldn't stop playing it. It was so good. It's one of the only games I've ever given an A+ to, which, for those of you who've never read any reviews on VGU.TV, we have a letter grade score. We have from F to A, and then there's A+, which is reserved for our very best titles. It's almost like the 10 without being a 10, because a lot of us have problems with giving games a perfect score, because nothing's perfect. There's problems. But I gave that game an A+, because I loved it so much, and the multiplayer was just so good, even though I'm terrible at it. But I can't wait for Legacy of the Void, but I know that it's going to take forever, and that makes me incredibly sad. But we'll see. Anyway, first piece of news. This is actually some World of Warcraft news, which I haven't played in a while. I'm kind of just waiting for Warlords of Draenor, to be honest, because there's like nothing to do. I bought like a month. I usually just buy like a month every so often. I bought a month like maybe 2 months ago, something like that. And I have a level 90 warrior, but I hate him. I really don't like warriors. Maybe I'm playing it wrong. I don't know. Email the show. Tell me I'm playing warriors wrong. Because I am playing an arms warrior, and I'm probably a bunch of people probably just groaned like, God damn it. But I'm not very good at being a tank. So there. And arms warrior is really boring. And I don't like him. And I wish I could just make somebody else my level 90, which is why I'm excited about Warlords of Draenor, because I get a free level 90, and I've always wanted a paladin. So I'm going to get a level 90 paladin, but I don't know if I want him to be a Draenei, just because I think they would look so cool, all beefed out in the big paladin armor, looking all cool. Or if I want to be a human, because I usually like playing as humans, for the most part. A lot of my alt characters are other races, like, you know, I have like an orc shaman and stuff that I haven't played with in a long time. I need to get on the horde side a little more, to be honest. I haven't played much horde. I'm kind of an alliance guy. But I'll actually talk about that a little more because we got that bike thing to talk about. But anyway, the Heart of Valoris, Valoris, the Heart of Valoris buff is live right now. So for those of you that don't know what this is, World of Warcraft, every character on every server and any faction, you're going to get this buff. It's going to give you 100% bonus to your Valor. Valor is the currency you earn playing PvP. So for those of you who are not math literate, 100% is basically double. So you're going to get double the Valor until, when is the date on here? June 10th, 9 a.m. Pacific time. You'll basically get double the Valor. So if you are just getting into PvP and you really need to get that high level gear, there you go. Heart of the Valor, you're going to get there twice as fast. So I'm not that big into PvP because I'm not good at it. And when I do play it, I just get stunned over and over again and die and then just get really sad. Although I also am playing on Alliance, and from what I can tell, they're just not good at PvP. Maybe if I played like a troll hunter or something, I'd be better. I don't know. But if you are into PvP, you're trying to level up that other PvP character, or if you're just now getting into PvP and you want to get that cool gear, there you go. 100% bonus to your PvP endeavors. All right. So this next piece of news is about Azeroth choppers, which I haven't watched because I've heard horrible things about. I've heard it's just so bad. Just because it's, it's got that whole reality show thing going, and it's just, like, really, I don't know. I can't do reality shows. They annoy the crap out of me, and when I saw the trailer for it, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna watch that. That doesn't look very good. But for those of you that do watch it and you care about getting that sweet mount, well, I guess the voting's over now. This is weird because it says voting ends June 2nd, 2014 at 12 p.m. Pacific time. I guess I voted at the very last minute. I just voted. And it's now, I'm recording this at 12:11 Pacific time. So that's interesting. Actually, let me refresh this page, see if they actually announced a winner. I doubt they did. Oh, maybe they did. Nope, not yet. I actually don't think it's really going to be news. That Alliance bike is ugly as hell. And I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but if you go to battle.net/wow English and then /choppers, or just search Azeroth choppers on Google, because Battle.net's URLs are so freaking weird. Just search Azeroth choppers on Google. It should take you to the same thing. You can see both of the bikes. And I kind of get what they were going with on this Alliance bike, because it's, it's the Alliance. So they have like nice armor and they're all, clean cut. So they tried to make this kind of horse steed thing. It like just kind of looks like a suit of armor on a bike. But But it just looks weird. I don't know. Like, it doesn't look very good, you know? Like, I don't know what I was expecting. Also, the wheel is so weird. The wheels are, like, this weird shape. They're not just, like, round like they could be. So, I don't know. But, if you look at the Horde bike, it's so rad. It looks like, just this amalgamation of machinery and tractor tires. It's got these huge tusks on it, like elephant tusks. And then the front's got the big, Horde sigil, and there's chains and stuff, and I'm mainly an Alliance player, and I voted for the Horde bike. That's how bad the Alliance bike is. The Horde bike looks freaking great. And then for those of you that aren't familiar with this whole contest, they had these bikes designed by the, I guess the American Chopper people, like that reality show. I don't know. I don't have cable, people, so I don't know. And basically, they're designing an Alliance and Horde bike. Everybody gets to vote on which one they think is the best. And then, whichever one wins, everybody on that faction is going to get the bike. So, obviously, the Horde bike's going to win. I don't think there's any surprises there. But, so everybody on the Horde's basically going to get this bike, and the Alliance isn't going to get anything. And I've heard people say, like, well, it's not fair for the Alliance. It's like, well, maybe, but what are you going to do? I mean, that's kind of the point of the contest, you know? And then there's other people saying, like, oh, they'll probably just turn around and give everybody a bike. It's like, maybe, but then what was the point? You know? What was the whole point of this? Like, it didn't, you know, I don't know. It's like when you play Hearthstone or StarCraft or something, and you buy, like, a special edition of another game, and you get that, like, you know, that special avatar for StarCraft that's like a, you know, a Tauren and a Marine outfit or something, and that's the only way you can get it. You can never get it any other way. Like, if you just give it away, it defeats what makes it special. It's like getting specific gold cards in Hearthstone, or getting, like, I think it was the Tauren Chieftain, like the gold one. They gave it away at BlizzCon or something. I can't recall, but you can't get that anymore. And people are like, well, I want it. And it's like, well, too bad, man, because that was the point. It's not special if everyone gets one. Then it's whatever, you know? So, I guess I was going to say go vote for the bike, but I guess the voting is over as I'm recording this. And I don't see an announcement anyway about who won, but I'm guessing that I'm guessing that the Horde is probably going to take it. Anyway, next piece of news. Warlords of Draenor page updated with new Gnome and Tauren models. Now, we've pretty much seen the Tauren model before. And it looks freaking great. It actually kind of made me want to make a Tauren because it looks so awesome. But they released that one. The Gnome I haven't seen. Well, I guess we kind of seen before. So I guess this really isn't news because I vaguely remember seeing the Gnome, but now it's like on the official website, so you can like rotate it. You can see the male at least for the Tauren. The male and female Gnome are both visible on the website. Just the male Tauren right now, and then it's still the dwarves and the orcs. Still no new human, although I've seen screenshots of the new human female. I think the new human female looks really good. I'm interested to see what the male looks like. I think this will determine basically like what I end up being, because if the human male has always looked really ugly, and if it still looks ugly, then I probably will make my paladin a Draenei. Although apparently they're getting a makeover too, along with the Blood Elf. I think the only ones not getting a makeover are the Pandarians and I guess the Worgen as well, and the Goblins, because they were all pretty late. Like, they were all Cataclysm and Pandaria, obviously, so they were like later in the game. They actually look really good still. Like, the pandas actually look good, and the the goblins and stuff look really good. They look like what everybody else is going to look like, basically, but a little better. But that's exciting. I really want to know when this friggin' expansion comes out, because that's really when I want to dive back into the game. I'm kind of waiting. I haven't pre-purchased anything. I know that you get your level 90. I know that I was said that I was going to pre-purchase it and like play around with my level 90, but the thing is, I've heard that once you get your level 90, they don't really teach you anything. It's like, here's tons of your abilities. Like I guess there's supposed to be some sort of training ground thing for the new what am I trying to think of? For the new classes, when you get a level 90, it's supposed to take you through and kind of teach you the abilities. And I'd rather do that. When that goes live, I'd rather get my paladin and then jump into that, and then I would then I could basically learn how to use it, because I don't want to start doing raids immediately and be terrible, you know? I want to just jump right in and do it. And I'm also thinking about changing my server. I play on Shoe Hollow, and it's kind of boring, and the guilds are boring. I need a good guild. But yeah, we're still waiting on most of these 3D models, and this expansion pack is supposed to come out this year. And I'll be incredibly surprised if it comes out before, or if it comes out after BlizzCon. That would be kind of crazy, and that's in November. Like I don't expect them to launch an expansion in December. It just seems weird. It seems weird. I don't know. Anyway, lots of Warcraft news. Next piece of Warcraft news actually doesn't pertain to the game. It pertains to the Warcraft movie, which finished filming, I think, last week. IGN spoke with actor Ben Foster about his role in the Warcraft film. For those of you that don't know, Ben Foster he's been in stuff like the 310 to Yuma remake. I saw the movie once. Actually, it was good. I liked it. It was good. Russell Crowe is the villain in it. He's very, very good in it. But he's going to be playing Medivh. And for those of you who haven't played Warcraft 3 in a really, really long time, Medivh is the guy who turns into the crow. He's like the prophet guy who comes to Thrall, and he's like, oh, you need to take your people to the west, like to Kalimdor or whatever, and then he's like trying to prevent the Burning Legion from coming over. So basically, he's going to be playing Medivh the prophet. Or I guess he already played it, because the movie's done filming. They're just, it's all post-production. But the movie is not coming out till 2016, so don't get your hopes up, or don't get too excited. I think it comes out in January or March. I want to say March. It was like March 2016. And the only reason is because it was supposed to come out fall next year. But you know what else is coming out in fall next year? Star Wars Episode 7. So Legendary was kind of like, well, we better wait, you know, because Star Wars Episode 7 is going to just wreck the box office. Theaters will burn to the ground. And Warcraft would flop. And Warcraft's going to be big. It's going to be huge. Especially overseas, I imagine, in Asia, because they love Warcraft. And I imagine, like, they like, most of the money that, like, Avatar made came from worldwide. Didn't come from the U.S. And I imagine Warcraft will be the same thing. Worldwide, it'll do really good. U.S., people might not, but I don't know. People surprise me sometimes. But yeah, Medivh, Warcraft movie. Okay, now we get to break away from Warcraft news, which is good, right? Maybe not. I don't know. I love Warcraft, so it doesn't matter. Travis Day, who's a game designer over at Blizzard, took to the forums, the Diablo forum specifically. This is a piece of Diablo news. And he said, quote, I come bearing exciting news. Due to the overwhelming popularity of our anniversary buff, we have decided to keep the increased legendary drop rate once the 2-year anniversary celebration ends. So, yay. Remember, Diablo 3 had its 2-year anniversary about a week or two ago. This is slightly old news. It's kind of like a few days old. Maybe a week or more old. But I thought I'd bring it up because it's like the only piece of Diablo news we really have right now, other than the PS4 and Xbox One version coming out in August, which I'm actually really, 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 really excited about because I love my PS4. And So they were giving 100%. There was a 100% boost to legendary drops, and because I guess they saw more people playing and people enjoying it, they decided to keep it that way. So now you're getting double the loot. But there's a catch, because under here, on additional details, it says, this buff was implemented in all regions. The double rift keystone fragment buff is not continuing, so you're not going to get double rift keystone fragments. Sorry, people. And then the increased legendary drop rate does not affect act-specific legendary items from Heraldric caches. So if you're still trying to get those crazy, act-specific items, they're still going to be really hard to get. So don't worry about, being done with the game early at any time. The never-ending loot grind continues. So that's cool to be excited about. They really fixed that game, I swear, with Reaper of Souls. The story was okay, like it wasn't that great, It was really just an excuse to give Diablo it was basically an excuse to give the Diablo more expansion packs in the future. In any way. But they totally fixed the game, stripped out that annoying auction house, made all the drop rates correct, new level cap, adventure mode, which is the greatest thing ever. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Adventure mode is really what you want after you beat the game. You don't want to have to listen to the bosses over and over again, You just want to kind of jump in and kill stuff with your friends and leave. Which is why I love adventure mode so much, and I'm really happy it's coming to the console version, because I really like the PS3, really like the PS3 version, but it really sucks because I have to keep playing all these acts over and over again. I can't just play adventure mode with my barbarian while I'm trying to get trophies and stuff. But that's cool for PC players. I hope that kind of stuff leaks over to the PS4 version as well. I hope it kind of gets the same support, although it never, it won't really. Because their main focus is PC. But on to some Hearthstone news. I have been playing so much Hearthstone lately. The last 3 days, I've been doing all my dailies. I've been grinding up. The season ended, and I'm getting my ranks back. I'm not a very high rank. When I ended the last season that just happened, season 2, I was rank 16, which is not, that's the highest I've ever been, to be honest. I suck at Hearthstone, but I've been getting a lot better. My problem is I don't have good cards, so I've only been playing Mage and Rogue. I dusted every single card for every single other class other than Mage and Rogue, just so I could make some other, some legendaries and some other cards I need for those. So I actually made Edwin Van Cleef for my Rogue. I'm working on making Ragnaros for my Mage. I was debating on whether I should get Leroy Jenkins because I really want that for my Rogue, but the problem is then my Rogue will be have more legendaries and then my Mage won't. But yeah, I just want to balance it out because I like both decks. I go back and forth between them. Sometimes I'll play my Mage deck, which I love to death, and I'll do really good. But then other days I won't, and then I'll be like, well, maybe I should play my Rogue deck, and then I'll start doing well. I just go back and forth. If one's not working one day, one might work the next day, which is a tip for everybody out there. Pick your 2 favorite classes, focus on them until you get really, really, really good cards. Then you'll start earning cards that you won't need to dust, and then you can actually start building for the other classes. That's my tip. That's how I started getting better, at least. I was struggling for a long time. I never got out of rank 20. Now I got to rank 16, and I think I could have got higher if the season was longer, but the season ended and started again yesterday, the new season. So we're in season 3 now. So for this month, Blizzard unveiled the new card back for Ranked Play Season 3. But actually, before I get into this, let me talk about the Ranked Play Season 2. Season 2 just ended, and if you were rank 20 or higher, which is not hard to do because rank 25 through 21, you can't lose stars. So literally all you need to do is just win some games and grind yourself all the way to 20. And then the season ended on Sunday. Everybody who was ranked 20 or above in ranked play, got the Black Temple card back, which is sort of like it looks very Burning Crusade-esque, Outland. It's like green and black. I started using that. I was using the red and gold one that kind of, it was like this Pandarian one, and I was like, kind of, it's better than the old one, but I still don't. This one I love. I love the Black Temple card back, so I've been using that. So, unfortunately, if you were not ranked 20 or you have not been playing Hearthstone lately, you probably did not get the Black Temple card back. My apologies. I feel for you. But, that's kind of what makes these things special. Collecting card backs and all that. But Blizzard announced Season 3's card back, which just got announced yesterday, I guess, yesterday morning. It is called the Rainbow back, and it kind of looks like very Pandaria-esque, if that makes any sense. If you want to, you can go to the Hearthstone Battle.net website, click on news, you can see it. I'm pretty sure they've showed this off a while back. I'm pretty sure I've seen this before, but this was like the first time we've ever known that it's actually coming. So they write on the news blog for Hearthstone, the third official Hearthstone ranked play season is now live. Best of all, we're unveiling a new card back you can add to your collection. Partake in some merry battles in the ranked play ladder to earn the Joyful Rainbow card back. Joyful Rainbow is what it's called. And same as last season, add the Rainbow card back to your collection by hitting rank 20 in ranked play mode. So that is all you have to do to get that one. I personally am not going to be using this one. I'm already past rank 20, so I'm going to get it, but I'm probably not going to use it because my Black Temples just look so freaking cool. They just look so awesome. I just want to keep them. Anyway, next piece of news. It's on the Heroes of the Storm news blog, but I don't know why, to be honest. Because it doesn't really pertain to Heroes of the Storm. Although it might. It says this. Blizzard Entertainment returns to San Diego Comic-Con. Quote, Blizzard is proud to announce that we'll be returning to this year's San Diego Comic-Con, bringing with us never-before-seen treasures and show exclusives from our licensing team. Keep an eye out for scheduled details and exciting product reveals coming soon. We hope to see you there. Very cool. They're probably going to give away, if I had to guess, Heroes of the Storm closed beta codes. They're in closed alpha right now. There's not a lot of people in there, me included, which makes me really sad because I want to play it really bad. I'm a huge Dota nerd, and I want to see... when they announced Heroes of the Storm, I lost my mind. I was like, oh my god, a Blizzard MOBA where I can play as Raynor and fight Diablo. This sounds freaking great. This sounds awesome. From what I hear, it's very simplistic. It's not as deep as something like League of Legends or Dota, but I still want to play it as a Blizzard fan. I know it appeals to a lot of people that don't really play a lot of MOBAs, but we'll see. I don't know how to feel about it yet because I haven't played it. Come on, Blizzard, send me a code. I'm begging you. And then I also imagine you'll probably get some exclusive Hearthstone golden cards or some variant card or something. They usually give that kind of stuff out, and I'm sure they'll sell them on eBay for a ton of money, or they'll give away Warlords of Draenor closed beta codes because they did that too at something. It was like New York Comic Con or something. Something happened recently where they gave away cards that had Warlords of Draenor alpha or beta codes on it. So that is exciting. And honestly, that is literally it. That's all the news. Now that I know this show is kind of short, because A, I don't have any co-hosts to kind of bounce ideas off of, and B, we don't have any mail, so there's not really any way for me to, I can't do a mail segment when there's no mail, to be honest. So, for our next episode, if you would like us to answer questions on the air, you can email us, ManaFrost. That's ManaFrost. No spaces, no underscores, no weird shit. Just ManaFrost at VGU.TV. And I'll answer all your emails. Also, give me criticisms, segments you'd like to see on the show, feedback, all that good stuff. I'd love to hear from you guys on how I can make the show better. Of course, next episode I will have co-hosts on with me, hopefully, when they're more busy, or when they're not busy, not when they're more busy. That wouldn't make any sense. And of course, you can follow the show itself on Twitter. It's at ManaFrost. I better actually check and make sure that Twitter handle is available, because I haven't made it yet. That's how far we plan ahead for you on VGU.TV. Tell you what. Oh, well, there is somebody with the name ManaFrost, and they're following 5 people. Wonderful. And they got it a long time ago. Well, I actually don't know what to tell you. Okay, I have one. So follow us on Twitter at ManaFrost Show, all one word. That should, that should be fine. And that way, you can you'll see all our tweets. You'll know who's going to be on the show. You can also tweet us questions if you want. We'll answer the Twitter questions as well. And that is it for this week's episode. Subscribe on iTunes and on Stitcher. And, of course, you can follow our RSS feed, which will be located in the show notes. And, of course, check out our sponsor. Help support the show. Follow us. Leave reviews. Leave ratings. Bye, everybody. This podcast is a production of VGU.TV. For news, videos, and more podcasts like this, head on over to www.vgu.tv.